Okay, so the new test came in December last year, and they now ask you or require you to show them some of the controls whilst you're on the move. The emphasis will be when it's safe to do so. So you want to also make sure when you are taking the hand off a wheel, you've got to make sure that the other hand is connected with the wheel and that you do not lose any control of the car. So you don't swerve, you don't deviate from your course of action or change lanes inadvertently whilst you're doing the maneuver, whilst you're doing the skill that they're asking you to do. It's important that you know how to do these on the move, because, for example, you wouldn't necessarily want to stop the car and clean the windows if you were on the motorway, because it's not safe to do so. So, on that note, if I was travelling down the road, the examiner would say, when it's safe to do so, please can you show me how you would clean and wash your front window? So what we want to do is we want to use the water jets and the washers. So my right hand will just move forward onto the stalk. Bringing that stalk forward towards me will set the washers, and the wipers will come on automatically for about 4 or 5 wipes of the window, and that's the window front clean. Now when it's safe to do so, I'm now going to clean and wash my rear window, again keeping my vehicle nice and central in my lane, making sure it's safe. My hand then pushes away the same stalk and cleans the rear window. Okay, now I'm going to have a look at opening one of my windows when it's safe to do so. So whilst it's important to actually know where it is without perhaps having to look or focus all your attention, because your attention needs to be kept on the road. So now I'm going to place my right hand, and just by touch and knowing where it is, I'm going to press my finger on the button while it opens a window. But my car has not moved its position. I'm still in my lane, I'm still maintaining full effective observations. I'm now going to put the window back up, and at no point did my car deviate from its course or path. Okay, now what I'm going to do is use my horn when it's safe to do so. Quick blast of the horn right in the centre. Okay, now again, if there's vehicles around, or pedestrians, or at crossroads, or roundabouts, or there's people around that's not safe to do so, a vehicle in front, I wouldn't have used my horn there. It's a very quick blast, just to show them how you would let people know of your presence. Okay, now as we're following the road around, I'm now going to demist or turn on my demisters for the front window. So I know where they are, so having knowledge of these dials and equipment is really important. So without taking my eyes off the road, I'm going to then glance slightly down to the 2 buttons here. So the left one, which says front, is for my heated windscreen, and my right, the centre one, will let the blowers come on once I turn the dial. You have different intensities: 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th speed. Once they've demisted the window, just turn that back to the left. Okay, for the rear window, it's just a heated windscreen, and it's on the same platform. Just press rear. All this point, I've been driving on very windy roads with passing vehicles and obstructions. I've not one point moved from my current position, which is in the middle of my left lane, but I've maintained full effective observations without deviating the car's position. So now I'm going to do the final question, which is turn on my dipped headlights and taillights. This is something that you would use at night when the street lights are on, to make sure you've got people can effectively see your vehicle. So once we come out of the T-junction, I'm going to make sure that it's safe for me to turn the lights on. So I look right, left and right, come out of the junction safely. As I'm making progress, I'm now on the straight bit of road, so I now think it's safe for me to do it. So I've checked my mirrors around, there's no one behind me, but I'm now going to put my hand to the dial, which is just below the fans on the right, and 2 clicks is turning on your dipped headlights and tail lights. So dipped headlights means that they are pointing towards the ground, so they're not dazzling oncoming road users. And then to turn it off, it's just 2 clicks, 1, 2 to the back. Okay. And that is the questions that they will ask you on the move. They'll only ask you 1 question on the move, and it must be done when it's safe to do so. If you do get confused or you are unsure, the examiner will ask you to pull up somewhere safe on the left. They will then ask you in a static position to do the skill they're asking. They will then ask you to move off when safe, and then they will ask you to repeat the exercise when on the move. Okay, thank you.